Generosity is not about what feels comfortable. See, about a year ago, God put me in a situation that would change my perspective on generosity forever. It was about 8 p.m. at night and I was pulling into the 7-Eleven gas station right near the office I used to work at to fill up my car with gas. And while I'm filling my car, I see this homeless guy walking around, which for the area I was in wasn't really too common. And I see this guy walking towards me and I'm like, okay, cool. He's probably gonna come up here, ask for money, no big deal. And typically I don't have cash on me. But that day, my boss gave me $500 in cash just as a little like, thank you.
Thank you!
So I'm pumping gas and he walks up to me and he says, hey, do you have any extra money I can have? And I reach into my wallet, full of $500, and I pull out 10. And I hand him that 10 and I say, here you go, man, have a great rest of your night. He walked off with a big smile on his face, but I felt convicted. And I just got into my car and I sat there for about 10 minutes. No one else in the parking lot, pitch black outside, and I felt God ask me this question.
You have $500 in your pocket. Why did you only give him $10?
After sitting there for about 10 minutes, I came up with the answer. That's what was comfortable. God was quick to respond to me and he said,
true generosity isn't comfortable.
And that night has stuck with me ever since. Whenever I'm giving, I try my best to give outside of my comfort zone. Guys, we need to remember this. Every dollar we have is a gift from God in itself. And when we're so stingy and afraid to give it away to someone else, that's us looking at God and saying, I don't trust that you'll provide that for me again. God is willing to provide for you and all those who surround you. You need to be a good steward of the money that God gives you in order for God to entrust you with more. So that night I was praying to God and I'm like, I'm sorry, God. My entire hour drive home, I felt convicted and I was praying for forgiveness. I was praying for a second chance and I felt like I wasn't going to get it. See, the next day, I was working pretty late. Knowing I'd be stuck at the office, I went down to 5th Avenue in Naples, Florida. If you're familiar, let's go. If you're not, you gotta check it out. I was walking, just trying to clear my mind. I'm on my way back to my office. I see a familiar face. Sitting outside of a restaurant is the same exact homeless guy I gave $10 to the night before. See, I saw him and my face lit up because I'm like, God, you have such a great sense of humor. God gave me a second chance. So I sit down with that homeless guy. He's sitting outside of a restaurant at one of their tables, not ordering anything, just sitting there, just relaxed and no worry in the entire world. And I sit with this guy and I buy him dinner. See, that was God giving me the opportunity to serve him once more, to not only make up for what I did the night before, but to show that I truly learned from the word that he gave me. And so I thank God for that moment because it hasn't left me. Every time I have an option and am faced with the choice to give, I have to ask myself, is this comfortable? And if it is, I want to give more. I want to give past the point of comfort. You might ask yourself, why? Because I trust that if we serve God with our money, and one way to serve God is by serving his people, God will in turn continuously serve us. See, we need to be good stewards, good shepherds of the money that God has already given us. It is not up to us to determine who deserves generosity. It is just up to us to give what God has already given. It's not our job to be the judge. It's our job to be the servants. So guys, I challenge you, the next time you are granted the opportunity to be generous, step outside of your comfort zone and continue to trust that God will provide for you. See, the Bible tells us to be joyful givers. Let's rejoice that we are given the ability, that we are trusted by God with the finances that we're able to share with those who surround us. Anyway, guys, my name's Colin Volker, and I'm on a mission to pursue personal growth and success in Jesus' name. If that's something that interests you, make sure to subscribe, drop your prayer requests in the comments. I'll respond to every single one of them. And until next time, pick up your mat and walk.